never delay. You came and you paid, surveyed the property you made. Put in an offer you didn't have to say. I got it made for real. It's feeling like God in here. Bitch got that grace appeal. They stick with annoying, what else am I supposed to feel? Won't you come in, put your feet up, how you waiting here? Let me back up while you do you, I won't interfere. Check my feng shui, I can rearrange, that's a chandelier. Get a show ready where you set it
Lord,
up,
I ain't
it's a
too grand to take it with. This braille talking gotta make them feel. I'm something special, I ain't just a vessel. I found your word was my way to heal. Now I'm outside trying to spread the message. The devil dripping, he been causing wreckage. My testimony went from declining to the upper hand, finally gave me leverage. What I felt was a stretch, it led to agility. You were the balance, I needed stability. All the allure, spirit so pure, from Father to Son like the holiest Trinity. Open arms, I receive the blessings. In every lesson, hope to see progression. The more you lead me to community, the more I see a need for intercession. Gotta pray for 'em.
I'll be your temple, I'll be your sanctuary. You can come dwell here. Won't you come and fill me? Jesus, have your way.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to 2025. Right? Welcome, happy new year to each and every one of you. I know it's been a long time since y'all have seen this face, but I am so excited to be back in live in effect. I am welcome you all back to the F.L.Y show. You know what the F.L.Y stands for, First Love You, and it is a new year. It is a new season. I'm excited. I am elated. I am overjoyed. I'm just ready to get the journey going. I'm excited about what God has been doing in my life. I have missed each and every one of y'all, and I hope y'all miss me too. I love you all so much, and thank you all for your support in my absence, in my solitude and my silence. I appreciate you all for your thoughts and your love and your prayers. But I am back, as you can see. And again, welcome to everyone that's returning. Anybody that's new, let us know where you're watching from. Drop it in the comments. Make sure you like, tag, and share. We are now live on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Make sure you share this out on your pages. Share this in your groups if you have some, because tonight I am interviewing some dynamic women, right? Y'all know I like to interview some people that got some meat to them, right? So, but before I get them on this screen, let me give you a little bit about. I'm going to be interviewing the Amazon best-selling authors of Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder. And tonight I have with me Miss Robin David, Coach Ilyasa Simpson Bakari. We gonna plug that in there real quick. And Miss Jackie. But before I bring the ladies on the screen, let me give you a bit of a summary of The Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder. It is a collaborative book written by 6 inspiring women in the beauty industry, each bringing a unique perspective on beauty and self-worth. Through personal stories, industry insights, and empowering reflections, the authors explore what it truly means to be beautiful. They delve into themes such as self-confidence, resilience, and the transformative power of beauty, both inside and out. This book aims to encourage, redefine beauty on your own terms, celebrating your individuality and embracing the idea that true beauty comes from within. Each chapter provides practical wisdom and heartfelt guidance, making it a compelling read for anyone looking to find confidence in their unique beauty. And I can say this personally because I read the book, and it was a wonderful book. These stories are amazing. So without further ado, I know y'all didn't heard me talking for the last 4 minutes, so that's enough. So I'm gonna bring on Miss Robin. We have Coach Illy, and we have Miss Jackie. Good evening, ladies, and welcome. Hello.
Yes.
Hey, how are you all doing on this evening?
I'm doing pretty well.
Good.
Great.
So I don't like to prolong. I like to get into the meat of what we here to talk about. And we are here to discuss this anthology, Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder. My first question for you ladies on tonight is, So many people, I want to be an author, I want to write a book, I want to do this, I want to do that. We all have something that we want to do, right? What was your inspiration behind the chapter in this book? What made you want to be a part of it? And I'll start with you, Ms. Robin.
Oh, but thank you, Jasmine. Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for this opportunity to share. The reason I said why, is that the question? Was that our
Mm-hmm.
question? My
Mm-hmm.
question. The reason I said why, I've been in the beauty industry now a little over 3 decades. So since 92. And I have had so much fun with this rewarding career as an instructor, educator. I've done so many fun things with it, done day parties, all the things, and meeting people, greeting people. And actually, I said to myself, this would be a great opportunity to sit down with myself and look over these 3 decades, how rewarding it has been. And so I was also pivoting my business from just actually moving from the nail salon into what is the biggest next thing I would like to do in this 2 decades of being in the beauty industry. And so that launched me into Wellness on Wheels, which is my new business, which now Wellness on Wheels is a mobile business. So when I seen Dr. Tanya offering the opportunity to create a book, I said, oh, I would love to write. So I was already thinking I wanted to write. So let me just slow down a little bit because I get excited like you, Jasmine. We're back in 2025 and I get to be on your platform. So let me slow down. Sometimes I get really excited. So again, my wheels was rolling. I was like, okay, it's 3 decades plus. What's the next, what's your next step? And I was like, I really would like to incorporate a story so that I can also share that with my Wellness on Wheels. This way I could also share, my whole journey, but also launch my new business. And so Dr. Tanya had it come down my Facebook. It came down the Facebook tree. What I'm trying to say, yeah,
Yeah. The timeline.
the
Yeah.
time. Thank
Mhm.
you, Jack. So it came down the timeline. I had already said I would like to write again, but I also, what I'm getting to is, I really could use a push and I could use
Mhm.
accountability. So I'm gonna be transparent. I wanted the accountability and I wanted the support, right? Because I know with me, I have a fruitful schedule and I just wouldn't stop and get it done. And so when I seen that in the feed, I said, oh, this can help me stop and get it done. And then I also said this would be a way for me to work with Dr. Tanya, because also
Mhm.
I've always admired her and always been following her and her greatness and the things that she's doing right here in Nashville. And then I said, sure, I'm take an opportunity, say yes to it. So I said yes. She got back with me. And then I was like, okay, my wheels started spinning like, oh my God, what am I going to write about? And I'm like, oh, you've been in it 3 decades. It's a lot to think
It's a
about.
lot to write about. Exactly.
Yes, a lot of relationships, a lot of
Mhm.
experiences, a lot of ups and downs. So anyway, I just thought it would be great. I've also wrote before, and so this is my second. I got to give myself a little shout out. Second best-selling Amazon, but I did them both and collaborated with amazing women. So I always want to
Okay.
say the women that I partnered with at the right
Mhm.
time, and I
Mhm.
was looking for that as well.
Okay.
So that's what brought me here, a part of this amazing time to be with
Mhm.
some great women.
Okay. And Coach Illy, same question. What was your reason behind getting on this project?
Um, as well as Robin, I've been doing the beauty business since 89, 88, 89.
Mhm.
Also in the nail industry. I've been I think I single-handedly took the nail industry by surprise, because what happens is when people think of you in the beauty industry, the first thing they say is you do hair. They'll say,
Hmm.
"Oh, you do hair?"
Mhm. Mhm.
And then when you say, "No, I do nails," they go, "Oh, you a manicurist?" No, I'm not a
No, I do
manicurist.
nails.
Give me a title and respect on my my position. I mastered nails. I'm a
Mhm.
master nail technician. And then I became a nail salon owner. You know, salon nail salon only business, and we did very well. Name of my salon was called Black Pearls. And it was just awesome. It was an awesome experience for me. It was an awesome ride. But again, from doing nails from 88 until I think I retired maybe 5 years ago. And my clients, they didn't want me to retire. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, but nails, having a salon, people sit in your chair, they talk to you, they tell you your innermost problems, their heart, they give you everything of their soul, you get their tears while their hands is in your hands,
Mhm.
and they trust you.
Right.
So with that being said, I took that and I just felt something different every time that happened to me. And I was the person to give great responses to them, give them consultations,
Mhm.
which came out to be that's how I ended up in social work. So I went to school to be a social worker. I became a master in social work. And
Mhm.
I've been a social worker, let me say, pushing 17 years.
Mhm.
And it's an awesome experience to work with every level of a human that there is.
Mhm.
Um, and that's how I'm here. And my chapter wrote about life lessons,
Mhm.
learning the business of being in business for yourself and
Mhm.
in the industry.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how I set up my chapter. It's like,
Okay.
okay, let me sit down and tell you not a story, but
Mhm.
let me give you some life tips.
Right. Right.
And I just spit it out. Like from this experience, this is my lesson. That
Mhm.
experience, this is my lesson. And so it's not just the industry, it's you could take my chapter with your life and keep going.
Okay. And for Miss Jackie, I'm gonna spin it a little bit. I'm gonna go to my next question for you. My question is what have been some challenges that you faced being in the beauty industry that you've experienced as a black woman navigating in this industry?
Wow. Oh boy. Okay, so I also have been in the industry over 30 years. And yeah, some challenges. Wow. Where to begin? I when I let me start here. So my I am a licensed cosmetologist. So I my license allows me to work as a hairstylist, an esthetician, and a nail technician, manicurist, you know, what have you. And I have worked all over the industry. In all of the disciplines. I have worked as an instructor. I have done body waxing. I've worked all over the industry doing all kind of things. And my first experience, I interned at a predominantly white salon because I figure if I'm going to do hair, I need to know how to work with all
Mhm.
textures of hair.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that was it was a learning experience.
Mhm.
But being a black woman in America, you know how things can be sometimes. While it was enlightening and I learned quite a bit working under one of the Redken master stylists in my area. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. I
Mhm.
learned quite a bit. I learned quite a bit behind the chair, and I also learned quite a bit about the business side of the beauty industry. And I have ran into some clients, and it's crazy because we be the ones. I have ran into some clients that were a little hesitant
Mhm.
because of the color of my skin,
Mhm.
but I truly believe that having a personality having chair side and bowl side manners, and knowing how to talk to people and interact with people, and to find common ground with people has really helped me in the industry. And my clients that I had that were not Black women or Black men, I am still in contact with some of them even today. So it was a bit challenging at first, but I have a personality that I know how to be with people. My mom always told me I never meet a stranger, because I know how to talk to people. I know how to relate to people. I know how to align with people, have compassion with people. And that was the biggest challenge. As far as technique, baby, me and that round brush, girl, I woo, I threw my mannequin and my brush across the room, because I just couldn't get it for a long time. I couldn't get it. And I work with some people that helped me develop that skill, and baby, I can give you a mean blowout with that round brush now. So it was a trip at first, but I'm glad that I took the journey and I took the time to understand how to work with all textures of hair, because I don't plan on leaving any money on the table.
I know that's right. I know that's right. The skin may be different, but the money is green.
Yes.
So we gonna get every dime, coin, cash app, Venmo, PayPal, whatever you got. I take it all.
And I just think that when you can make a woman look better, you can make her feel better. And regardless of the skin complexion or the texture of the hair, there's still a soul and a spirit in there. And while it's a beauty service, it actually ends up being so much more than just a beauty service. It ends up being a ministry. It ends up being a throne. It ends up being a safe space. I have had people share things with me. When people get in your chair and you start
it goes back to what Ilyasa was saying, like
people share some
like
of their.
I'm not in the beauty industry. I'm a client, so when I go to my nail tech or my stylist, like whatever I'm carrying from that day, that week, that month, them tears, them cries, them fussing, them, whatever I need to say is gonna be in that chair. It's gonna be in that water bowl. It's gonna be with my feet in some water, drinking me a little juice, cause like I need to be. This is my comfort. This is my comfort area. This is where this is where I can remove every mask and every bag that I carry. I don't have to be anyone but me. And with that being said, first, I'm sorry, everybody. Let's welcome Miss Day One. Good evening. How are you?
Good morning. I'm sorry. Good evening, ladies. I'm
Don't
doing
take
well.
me back. Don't take me
back. Y'all be patient with me. I'm moving. I'm in the process of a move, and I'm just in our new home, and it's just I'm a little bit overwhelmed. But thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to be here today.
Well, first, let me say congratulations. If this move is for the better, congratulations.
Thank you.
Any kind of transition for better, I applaud it. I'll probably be praying for you, and hopefully that you can get through this with less stress. Right?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
You are
Yes.
so welcome. But I just wanted to give you a proper welcome, and welcome to the Fly Show, where the Fly stands for First Love You. So my question for you, with you coming on, because we've heard from Ms. Robin, we heard from Coach Illy. Now we got to hear from Dr. D, right? How did you discover anything new about yourself or your creative process while writing on this project?
Absolutely. It was just divine intervention how I came across Dr. Tanya. I see she's not on here tonight, but she was just a Wow, the way that we connected was just divine intervention, and um I'm coming across as a client, like you said you are, Miss Jasmine, you're your client, and so that's my portion in this project on the anthology. I came across as a client with alopecia, and I just love our ladies who you guys like. You guys just nailed it. Like you were saying that you listen to our stories, you care, you support us, and we can be ourselves with you guys. When you go into a shop and you have to remove your wig or whatever, and being an alopecia client, it's sometimes it's just embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
You may have spots and dots and whatever in your hair that just doesn't look well, but these beautiful beauticians, I call them beauty artists, whether they're doing nails or hair or whatever, they put their all into helping their clients look their best and feel their best. And I just thank God for them, especially the ones who just that pour their heart into their art and their work. And coming from a client perspective, I just thank you, ladies, and there are men too that are beauty artists as well who help us as well. And I'm just thankful for all of you.
Okay. All right. Ms. Robin, in what ways do you feel your story has become a form of activism for you? You're on mute. Hold on. Okay.
That's a great question. I knew you was gonna have a question that I was gonna have to dig in. I had that feeling. I said, "Okay, Lord,
I
start
told
me up."
y'all, Illy know how I do. I don't add surface level.
I love this. You
Dig
taking me
deep.
to a
I
whole
want to know
So tell me this question again. How is it advocating? Tell me.
how. Okay, so with you writing your story in this project, um, how do you feel telling your story has become a form of activism
Hmm.
or healing for,
Well, healing. I would say, okay.
yeah, either
I'm known
or.
for healing. I'm known for healing. And thank you for the question. And thank you for waking me up after a long, fruitful, fun day. So Coach Illy and everyone has said, yes, I go by the healing activator. Because again, most of us think of us as hairstylists. I've been known as the hairstylist coach for a long time, right? I told people for over 30 years, I hold people's hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
I touch their feet. I'm touching your feet. I'm getting down there where most people say, Miss Robert, you touch somebody's feet, and those places are neglected, right? And then people come, right, feeling really heavy about, feet or their hands or their whole life and stuff going on. So I've been known as, when you sit in my chair, you'll get this shot of inspiration, right? Because I have my intuitive self will step in. And so that's just that contact that we get when I'm touching your hands. Like you said, you come in, whatever's going on with that person. So I think my story would advocate and will heal women to know that it's okay to be where you are, right? But once you just take that moment to sit with yourself and let it all out, because you got to release it first, right? So I would hope and pray that my story will let women know it's okay to release and reset, right? Because once you get finished at the healing activator, once I touched your hands, shaped your nails, I did that today. I actually, on Thursday, I'm on an assignment right now. I'm doing elderlies. They're like 90 and 96. My first lady today was 96 years old. So God has me in this whole little, on Thursdays, it's my 4th or 5th week I've been working with the seniors or with the elderly.
Yeah.
But it's been a moment with me and God, because I've had the moments where people were, younger and, vigor, but the older people are like, oh, thank you so much, Robert. Like they want to kiss me and you cut my nails. And it's like, to me, I'm like, wow, it's almost like seeing when you do a little girl's nails too, because it's like, oh, Miss Robert polished my nails. And so I'm hoping that my story will let women know it's okay to be where you are and learn to accept where you are, right? Because when you come into the nail salon, a lot of times we are carrying a lot. And yes, I have to shake it off. I've learned, as a nail technician, and I'm not sure how it is as a hairstylist, but as a nail technician, we're touching you. We're touching you. Your heart is next to mine. I feel everything because I'm an empath anyway. So my intuitive self hopes that my story is telling people to be able to be transparent, right? Let it out. Don't hold it in. And then be willing to reset. So when you leave out of my chair, my story, I'm hoping it will inspire you that you will have perseverance. You're able to believe in yourself. You're able to feel more confident, and you're ready for the next step in your life. And I'll see you back in 2 or 3 weeks, right? Because we got to reset again and realign. Right. So I'm hoping that my story will help women know that it's okay to be where you are. Let it go, release, and reset. And healing is a part of coming and getting your foot care in your marriage.
And just to kind of comment on, where you are right now in the season that you're in, as far as like working with our elders. I feel like in some forms or some ways, some people forget that the elders, they want to be beautified as well. Like they want to have their nails painted because, back in the day, some women, in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, they couldn't wear certain colors, couldn't, do different things like that. So it's like me being able to have that time as an elder, to give back to the way that this is my way of giving back to them for the way that they've paid for us to get to where we are. This is the least I could do. If Miss Mamie won't peak on her nails, or if Miss Cecilia want red fingernails, that's what we finna do today. What color you want, girl? And that gives them, I think it gives them a breath of fresh air, and it gives them life, and it gives them, a reason to want to get up and keep moving and not just lay down and, just be, I guess, just mundane. It gives them a wake up, a reason to get up to say, girl, I'm gonna get my nails did today. I'm gonna get my hair did, even if it's just a straight little curls with some hair rollers. Miss Mamie gonna be happy with them hair rollers, okay? And you gonna have her looking good and feeling good about herself. And for me, I'm almost, I'm about to be 40 in June. I know.
You look so young, girl. Look at you.
I'm a baby out here. Cause y'all talking about I've been out here for 30 years in the industry. I'm just 40. Good. Hear me.
Okay, can I jump in on that, Jasmine, real quick? That's what I tell most of the clients, my other clients that come. They say, "How long you been doing this, Miss Robin?" I got to tell them. I say, "Before you was born," because they said, then they'll look at me, right, and they say, "Miss Robin, really?" I said, "Yes, really." And I say, "Well, how?" They said, "Well, when did you start?" And I say, 92. And they said, "Miss Robin, I was just born."
And 92,
so before you was born.
In 92, I was a good young hot 7 years old. Okay, listen, like didn't even know my up from down. Still outside playing red light, green light. Didn't know anybody know. All I knew was on Saturdays you gonna sit in this chair, get this hot comb, edges laid. You better not go back outside and sweat out this hair because you're gonna get it hair. That's what I knew. But it's like as I've gotten older, again, and as we're, just listening to you paying it forward to our elders and taking care of our senior community, I commend you for that, because sometimes they are forgotten, and they go by the wayside. Like even when it comes down to their family, sometimes they don't have family that come and see them, visit, call, communicate, put them in a nursing home, and I'll see you for Christmas, and that's it. And it's sad to say, but that's a story for another day. But
Mhm.
thank you, just wanted to say, I commend you for giving back to our elder community. And you said something that made me have a question for Coach Illy. So I'm gonna jump to Coach Ill. Okay, so when Robin was talking, she said something, like when you're very hands-on with your clientele, right? You're touching them, you're talking to them, you're listening to their problems, you're, discussing things, life issues, trauma, drama, whatever it may be. How easy or how hard is it for you to put your drama and trauma and things that you go through on the back burner while you're working with their clients? And that's for you, Ilyasa. You're on mute. Hold on. Let me unmute you. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear
Okay,
me?
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
First, I want to start off by saying what we do is a gift. It's a gift from God, and God covers us as we open our doors, as we open our chairs, as we open our hands and our hearts. Our spirit is in it. So it's automatically gonna be put aside because again, just like Robin said, being an empath, you are centered with the person. It's like y'all having your own symmetry. And once they touch your hand, you could feel them. Well, I could feel them. It's like I could feel their blood running through their veins. I could feel their heart chambers opening and closing. I can feel and almost see what's in their head. And from that's how I did my designs. I never I freestyled and I hand and I airbrushed. So I freestyle everything, but it's only from the aura that the person brought to me or the colors that came through me as I was doing their hands. I'm handling their hands. So when I'm putting a design on, the most I'll say, like I was never that one to say, okay, here's some designs, choose. That was not my style. It came straight from my head. The most I did was what what color are you feeling? And sometimes I felt the color through their spirit. And I just 99% of people came to me and was like, do your thing. And when I do my thing, it was like, Dad, how'd you know I was feeling this color today? I
Mm-hmm.
did, but that's what came through my spirit. And that's how I became well known because I'm a freestyle artist. I was never, here's my designs, pick one. That was never me. And I never, out of all the years, I never repeated a design. Never. I never duplicated. It's like having a specific designer dress, couture. It was couture nails for me. I've never in my life repeated, and anybody that knows me that's been in my chair, and that's a whole lot of women, they know they are never going to have their design on someone else, period. So, yes, you feel the person, you're spiritually connected to the person. It was like lock on, even like if
Mm-hmm.
it was Transformers, you transforming off,
Mm-hmm.
power was when y'all linked up with your hands, it was power on, and when you let go, it was power off, and then it was the
Wow.
person. So each person had their own unique time with me because I locked in on who you are, what you needed. And when they left filled,
Yeah.
heart and hands popping.
Yeah. See, take it from a person that draws like an elementary five school, 5-year-old. Honey, you got them same three little zigzag lines and one across the top and a little dot. And have a good day. Merry Christmas, because I don't know what to tell you. And see, so it's like, I guess I have to, I think, you all women, men that are in the beauty industry that have that patience, because it takes patience,
Mm-hmm.
okay, to go through this. Like 30 years in the same industry, and you out here, being a social worker, other jobs that, people may have, and you have Miss Dewan, who was a client, that has her own medical situation, and people are able to give them a sense of purpose to keep going, and not look at it as, okay, I have this condition, or the condition has me, but to say I have this condition and I am going to get through it. I'm going to be okay with it. It's not going to get me defeated. It's not going to get me down. My self-esteem is not going to be affected. And if it is, it's not going to be affected for long, so it's like being in the beauty industry, it holds a lot of weight and a lot of responsibility, because people, just to sum it up, people are putting their lives in your hands.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you making someone go from, I can come up to you looking like Bushwick Bill and say, hey, Miss Robin, fix it. Coach Illy, fix it. My fingernails look, I've been digging in oil all day. What I do? Can you help me? And when you have the ability and the gift, because it's a gift, to be able to to transform and to take someone from one situation and to beautify another, to get you to another one, like that takes a lot of skill, and it takes time to learn this stuff. And I'm pretty sure it takes retraining as well, because you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna get my license in 1989, and then them 1989, still working over here in 2025, because everybody don't want no hot roller set, no good press and curl. Everybody don't want that. It's different techniques to a silk press. It's new thing. There are new things that are being innovated. A bunch of creations and a whole lot of new stuff. So it's like you got to go back to learn all this. So Miss Jackie, with that, what has that been like? Like, how often do you have to go back? Like, have you taken any classes, recertification?
Yeah.
Like, what is that like? Like, what is that process like for you?
So I'm in the state of Ohio, and actually it's 2025. We renew our licenses every odd year, and I just renewed my license the beginning of this week. But
Wow.
this is a renewal year, and in Ohio, in order for me to renew my license, I have an advanced cosmetology license and I hold an instructor license. And for each license, I have to get 8 hours of continuing education to even be able to renew my license. So it's not an option. In order for me to keep my license, I have to go get some sort of continuing education. I went in November. We have I don't like to call it a hair show, because what we as Black women think of as a hair show is not what this is. I like to call them industry shows, because everything is there. The manufacturers, you have the platform artists, you have different product lines, accessory lines, our tools that we use. I went this past year, I went to the industry show and I took my classes, and the new skill that I picked up at the hair show or the industry show this year, I am venturing into permanent jewelry. So, and what that is claspless jewelry, which I have taken that, and it's still kind of new in my area. And so you probably could see my bracelets.
Yeah, those are pretty. Yeah.
Clasplets. And each piece of jewelry has a story. My other one, if you can see, my swirls, because I was spinning, I figured out through the tree of life where I wanted to be, and I have embraced myself with love for forever, my heart, infinity heart. So I am making timeless shimmers jewelry to help you document your journey. It's the beginning of a new year. What is going to remind you? You know, we making resolutions and we making changes in January. Come February, what had happened was,
Right.
but a
Talk
little piece
about
of
it.
something that is with you all the time to help you trigger what it is you said you was gonna do with yourself or for yourself this year, and it's right there. That's something that I learned at the hair show and have been able to monetize, along with learning about different techniques, because the techniques, in this industry, you have to be fluid, because if you ain't changing with the times and keeping up with the techniques and the tools and the processes, you will get left behind.
Right.
And as much as things change, things stay the same, because with the trends, we see finger waves coming back. Finger waves are coming back. And the other thing I see that's coming back is the French roll. So a little backstory for me. I have over 4,000 hours in hair school, which state of Ohio only requires me to have 18. Well, we used to be 18. The laws have changed here. It used to be a managing cosmetologist, you needed 1,800 hours in hair school. Well, I started hair school when I was in high school, but you know, you young and reckless and living La Vida Loca. So I finished my first year in high school, and I was like, I think I want to go in the Army. I want to go travel the world and visit exotic places and meet different people, you know, and that's what I did. I went in the military. I have got to see places that I know that I never would have got to see had I not went in the military. Right. And I thought my hair dream was kind of behind me. But I got deployed to Desert Shield, Desert Storm, you know, boots on the ground. And my mobilization point was in Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. And there ain't a whole lot of us running around in Fort McCoy in Wisconsin. It's not Milwaukee, it's Fort McCoy, which is like 4 hours south, I think, of Milwaukee, I think. And at that time, there were troops from all over the United States, and a whole lot of us. So when we got back home, we had been in the desert for almost a year, living in a tent, taking baths like you see on the old show MASH, you know, roughing it for real, with bombs and bullets flying over our head. So we get back home, we're getting ready to come back home, and I've been living in the desert forever. I want to feel like a woman along with the other ladies that were with me. Y'all, we went to 8 different salons in the area that Fort McCoy sits in, and none of those salons were able to service textured hair. None of them. And we crammed, it was 13 of us that crammed into a blazer looking for somewhere to get our hair and nails done. So, you know, would you love to have 13 women pull up to your salon?
Would.
Looking for some services, got some money in their pocket? None of those salons were able to service us. We were told that we would probably have to drive to Milwaukee to find someone to do our hair, which, like I said, initially was about 5 hours away. So that is what headed me back to hair school. We ended up, that kind of was the spark, because after getting those denials and, you know, we're unable to take care of you, we went back, went to the store, got the stuff that we needed, and we went back to the barracks and we had a beauty party. And I know I did about 6 heads that evening. And when we got back to Dayton, Ohio, everybody's skin was glowing and everybody's hair was did, and we looked
Yeah.
fabulous, coming home to our families that we hadn't
Yeah.
seen in almost a
Mm-hmm.
year.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even about the money, it was about how those women felt when we got done. So to go back to is so much deeper than just hair. Like the other ladies were saying, we are the only industry outside of the medical industry that actually physically touches our client.
Mm-hmm.
The only other industry. And in that touch, there's an energetic exchange. And it can be healing, it can be a release, like Robin was talking about. It can be an exchange of, or yeah, a release where you are being you releasing some stuff for your day. I've had people sit down in my chair and tell me that I am the only person that was gracious enough to listen to them through their whole day.
Mm-hmm.
I've had women tell me, share stuff with me in the chair and at the shampoo bowl that I wouldn't think of sharing even today,
Mm-hmm.
because that is a sacred moment, and I enjoy setting the environment a safe space for people to let their hair down and set their burdens down. I pray with clients. I have touched and agreed with clients. I anoint everyone's hair. I tell my clients I got healing hands, so I put my hands on them. We pray. I send them out the door. You can feel the energy when they leave. You can feel that they've lightened up, and that for me is the power of being in the beauty industry. You're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
find that anywhere else.
That's true. And that brings me to, this is going to be my last and final question, but I want each and every one of you to answer this. But I'm going to start with Miss Day One because I know she's moving. So, for you being the client in the anthology, what advice would you give to someone that may be going through what you are going through or what you have went through? For you being able to share your story, what advice would you give to someone that is looking to share their story, that maybe wanted to write a book, or maybe, just on the journey of getting through the same process that you went through? What would be your advice for that person?
Um, my advice, thank you. My advice would be to just believe in yourself and just know that God created you, created us in His own image. Nobody is perfect. Everybody has issues. Alopecia does not discriminate. It affects children, adults, black, white, all ethnic backgrounds. So just believe in yourself. And it's hard because when you look in the mirror and it's just different, and your hair doesn't look like, your head doesn't look like your friends or your and it's really hard as a child. I'm 60 years old, and my alopecia started in my late 20s,
Hold
and it was
on.
very
Hold
it
on.
was
Real quick. How old you are again?
I'm 60. I'm 60 years old.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And but my alopecia started in my late 20s, and it was devastating. And people are rude, and my heart really goes out to babies, the children who are born with this autoimmune disease. And they're just different. And the world can be a harsh place when you look different from other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so my my I would just say, um ask God for the strength, because it is embarrassing, and people do put you down. They talk about you really bad, and you're going to hear bad things and said about you, because it's a cruel world sometimes. But when you go to your beauticians or I wasn't able to afford a beautician. Okay. I was in a rural area. And so God helped me through this. And but when I was able to, grow up a little bit and meet other beauticians, they encouraged me. They were so loving and they were so kind because they seen it before.
Mhm.
Because when you're going through that, you think you're the only one that's like that because you're too embarrassed to talk about it. But those beauticians, and I love y'all. Oh my goodness, these beauty artists, because y'all understand, because y'all, like the lady said, they come across people who share their stories with them, and they see it and they help them, and they let us know that we're not out here alone, and they don't treat us like we're bad or we thrown away. So I just want to give y'all a shout out to you loving and kind people, beauty artists who understand our story. So my biggest thing would just be to, trust the process, trust God, and trust people to help you.
Thank you so much, because there are a lot of people that go through and have, different autoimmune diseases and illnesses that are irreversible, uncontrollable, in some situations, that are scared to tell their story and that are scared to, to talk about it because of the ridicule and the
Yes.
bullying and different things like that, because social media can be even just in your face. It ain't even necessarily social media, because it got to start somewhere. It start in
Yes.
the neighborhood, it start in your home sometimes, your
Mhm.
siblings, your parents, people have their own family members talk about them like they, gum on the bottom of their shoes that they just stepped
Mhm.
on, and it aggravate them. So for you to have the strength to be able to share your story, again, I really commend you for that, because it takes a lot to put. I'm gonna if if anybody gonna put me out, I'm gonna put myself out there. I ain't got nothing to hide, nothing to defend, nothing to protect. I am who I am. This is who God created me to be, and this
Yes.
is my story. This is my testimony. And I'm going to walk in my testimony, and I'm not going to be afraid and ashamed in my testimony, because you didn't give it to me. You can't take it away. You ain't got a
Amen.
heaven or hell to put me in. So this is who I am. And I stand at you bold. And first of all, going back to, you said you 60 years old. Who gonna check me at 60? Like, what you gonna do to me? I'm a full grown woman out here. Like, please and thank you. I done been through life, more life than probably half y'all up here looking at this, have been through. So it's like, what can you do to me that has not already been done?
Amen.
It's like, I'm gonna be my own. I would rather me be my own worst enemy than for me to allow you to even come to me and say anything that's gonna affect me in any kind of way. I can be
Amen.
I can do my own self bad.
Mhm.
That whole movie. I can do bad out by myself. That line, I can do bad out by myself. I can do real well alone.
Amen.
I can do real well by myself. I don't need no help, doing no damage. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's like,
Amen.
you get to a point in a certain time in your life where doing bad or saying bad stuff to yourself, going through bad situations or feeling down in the dumps, it becomes a thing of the past. And it's like, this is just me. You go to that same mirror that you looked at yourself and ridiculed yourself in, and you go to that same mirror and say, you know what, today is a day that I'm gonna put all that down and I'm going to love me for who I am. And
Amen.
it's not and sometimes is because it can become because of these beauty artists that we have, going to the our salon or going to our nail tech, and getting the treatment that allow us to just be who we are and accept ourselves for who we are. Sometimes we don't have the strength to do so, and so we will come to you just to gain that strength. And transitioning back over to Miss Jackie, for you, what would be your advice, to someone that may be in this industry, or that's looking to tell their story, being a beauty artist, as Ms. Dewan like to say, what would be what would be your advice for someone that wants to tell their story about, the process that they've been through?
I the best advice, or the strongest piece of advice that I could give to someone in the industry, an aspiring beauty or a beauty professional, or someone that is a seasoned beauty professional, if you're behind the chair and you've been in a salon for any amount of time, you got a story to share that could encourage, empower, embolden, strengthen, lift up someone coming behind you, your clients that you service in your chair, the people around you. If you got a story to share, find a way to share it. And the best thing I could tell you to do is to take out a pen and a piece of paper and start writing. I know that's old school. I am an old school stylist. I do know how to use Marcel's. Just putting that out there. But if you don't want to pick up a pen and a pad, then use an app on your phone and just start speaking into that phone. And it's all kind of tools out here now that you can load those recordings into, and it will spit you back out something that you can use to begin to tell that story. But this is what I'm going to say to you, and I'm going to shut up. Until you get that story out, you're not going to be able to rest, because everything we go through in this life is not for you, it's for somebody else. So you need to tell that story.
Listen to me. First of all, I ain't know we had a preacher / stylist in here, because we ain't gonna go there, because Illy know how we do. We can crank it up. Don't get me started. So we gonna we gonna bring it down 2 more notches. Now, going over to you, Ms. Robin, same question. What would be your advice to someone that is in the industry or coming in the industry, wants to come into the industry? What would be your advice to that person?
That's a great question. So if you're thinking about coming in the industry, what is your why? Why do you want to be in this industry, right? Because I feel like it's not just for the money, right? Some of the younger people look at, I want to do that because I feel like they make good money. I think you want to look at your why, get real clear on your why if you're thinking about coming in, because it's an investment, right? It is a lucrative business. It's fun, it's flexible, and all those things. And it looks so beautiful when you see salons and all these salons and nail shops popping up. So it gives you that illusion. It's real pretty, right? But you definitely need to have your why really clear. So if you decide to do it, you need to know why you want to do it. And then if you're already in the business, you really do have to continue education. That's my other thing for me. Again, I did freelance and nail art and all that stuff, but I definitely am an educator. So I believe in continuing education. I received my license in Ohio, so we did our every 2 years continue education. So I'm all about research, get the knowledge, stay on top of your industry. You definitely want to make sure that you are educating yourself. You're not just going to be stuck in your city. You want to think outside of your city, like what else is going on in the hair and nail industry, and be a part of that community and learn. So continue education. If you're in the industry and you just stuck, you probably need to take a continuing education class. And some of those are not, a lot of the classes are just because I'm passionate about teaching and training. Some of the classes are product knowledge. Let me slow down. So take some personal development classes as well. If you're in the industry, you need to take personal development classes, how how to be tactful in your conversation, or whatever you need to do in personal development, because this is a people business. So do some personal development classes, some finance classes. Those are very important because the money comes so fast. So you definitely need to be able to manage your money. So those type of things I would recommend if you're in the industry, and to be willing to apprenticeship. Let me just add that in there. If you're in the industry, don't think you know it all. I see some of the younger nail techs, they feel like, oh, you can't tell me nothing, Miss Robin. I know they making some Benjamins. I remember coming home with those, 3 or 4 Benjamins in one night. I get it, young people, but you definitely want to make sure that you're working with someone that's more experienced, who had hit the have hit the wall, even though they made a lot of money. But why did they hit the wall, and how did you come back off the wall? And even if your money is doing well, so how to retain your customers. So definitely apprenticeship. Find somebody to mentor for a little while. Just give yourself that mentor time. And what was the other? If they're in the industry, and don't always think that you need to come out of school and go on your own, right? Because going on your own, you don't get to learn tips from the seasoned nail tech or the seasoned hairstylist, because she has all those clients. She got some skills that you're not going to learn in school. So you definitely want to make sure. I love studios, and studios are nice, but we're communitable people, and you want to make sure that you create a community first. And then if you find yourself, as you are matured as a business owner, you want to do the one on the studio, then that's fine. But don't miss that opportunity to work with other hairstylists, because we're always learning from each other. So I think those are the tips that I would share.
Okay. And so I know, I'm sorry, y'all. I know I said I want everybody to answer this question, but my last and final question for Coach Illy: how, in your opinion, can the beauty industry do a better job at celebrating and representing the diversity of Black women?
Made a statement of, this is a people business, and we are supposed to love each other. We are supposed to celebrate each other and love each other just for being human beings that God blessed us with life. Share the life, share the love, share the light, because God gave you light, because your people are coming to you from your light.
Right.
When we have this gift that we share this gift. Everyone is not happy that you have this gift. Do not get caught up in their unpleasantness about your gift. Continue to walk with love and continue to walk with your light. If everybody has the mindset of understanding that we all get paid, this is a business that is so large. We all get paid. I don't care the creed, color, religion, what you wear, whatever the case, we all get paid. Why? Because of our individual gift, our clientele. Because we are people, we must talk with people etiquette. We must treat people as human beings. We must show them great customer service skill set. No matter their attitude, you can talk them off a ledge, because they may have an attitude because they had a bad day, and they don't realize they had a bad day, and they are deflecting what's going on with them onto you and everyone else that is in the salon. And you have, because we have that power, because we have that light, we have the solution to their calm. We have to then apply ourselves with love. No matter if we don't like them, disagree with them, because one, you want to diffuse the drama because you don't want the rest of your salon to become infected by their poison. So you must be a solution-based individual to have that calm, remain calm Anytime it's an emergency, they tell you remain calm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you disperse that love resuscitation onto them so they can become calm. You get to the root of the problem, and then you can move on. Now,
Yeah.
they may not be ready for a service that day or that time because of their mindset or their emotional process that they're going to through, but you can also encourage them. Okay, babe, won't you go rest and come back tomorrow? Or even offer them a extra type of service. I'll give you a free design if you just come back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because something like, especially an irate client, they will come in and poison your whole atmosphere, and everyone can't handle that, and then it's like a domino effect, and then everyone is upset, and you just can't, sometimes you just can't get it back, not you, but the people
Yeah.
can't get it back together because of one infectious person.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we have the power, we have to love each other, we have to be people orientated. It's not just about the money, it's about sharing.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And that's how we gonna end it tonight, ladies. I wanna thank you so much to each and every one of you for your time, for coming on the Fly Show. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. And I want to give a special shout out to Miss Finney and also Dr. Tanya Davis, who is the visionary author of Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder. They were not able to join us on this evening, but ladies, we thank you all so much for your answers, for your transparency, for your time, and just for giving some great sound advice for women in this industry, women that are clients, women that are going through issues, that are dealing with life. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. And I am so thankful that you all agreed to be on the first relaunch of the Fly Show for 2025. I am so excited. Thank you all so much. This was a great way to start the season. Make sure y'all stick around, ladies. Don't go nowhere. I'm about to close out. Don't go nowhere yet, okay? But to everyone that is tuning in, thank you all so much for watching. This has been yours truly, Jasmine D. Milledge, with the Fly Show, where the Fly stands for First Love You. Make sure you catch me back here next Thursday, live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live here on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram now. We trying to move up in the world in 2025. So we on new platforms and things. So if you can't catch me here, make sure you watch the replay. Next week, we're going to be talking about walking out rejection. All right. So make sure you all tune back in with me at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is your girl, yours truly, Jasmine D. Milledge, signing out. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Jesus, have your way.
Well, gotta open up your heart.